Sports in association with the PGA Tour. Hello again and welcome. Rich Lerner alongside my friend Frank Nobilo. We are at the most historic course in the world, Frank, the old course at St. Andrews.
I can't believe it was established in 1552, and it's just a pleasure to play. 7 shared greens. If you want to sort of do the maths on that, know exactly where you are. The shared greens will always add up to 18. For example, if you're on the second, it'll share it with the 6th. And there is 4 greens that aren't shared at all. That's 1, 9, 17 and 18, but just an absolute pleasure, and it's actually fun to play the course.
Frank, this is such an historic, iconic spot. When you tee off for the first hole at the old course, you're nervous, you're intimidated, inspired?
All of the above. You realize you're about to set foot on one of the hallowed grounds of golf where every great player has played. And it looks like a relatively simple hole, out of bounds down the right, and then the Swilken Burn starts to meander its way all the way down the right side and in front of that first green. So you'd like, especially if you're a little nervous, to have a nice full shot in for your second.
Frank, this first hole, all about the Swilken Burn.
Yeah, it cuts in so close to the front of that putting surface. If there's just a puff of wind, and all of a sudden that burn that you could just step across very much comes into play.
Birdie chance now for Hunter Mahan. Frank, that is nothing more than a punch to the gut.
Oh, it's cruel, Rich. Good putt and it deserves so much more. Another shot added, though.
I mean, takes the wind right out of your sails. And so just getting started, even par so far. Here we are now at the second. Always so important to try and establish a good round in these opening holes, Frank.
In the second hole, especially with a prevailing breeze and today's modern equipment, the odd player has actually driven this green, but you really see the tone of the golf course. The middle of the golf course is protected. There's a series of bunkers down there, but the left is always the safe side of the golf course, because the best line to play your second shot from on the whole golf course is always the right side, and we see that here at the second.
Hunter Mahan, second shot. So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. Let's see if he does it here.
Pretty good shot right there. "15 feet away.
A lip out's fine, as long as it doesn't happen to you. Even par, currently.
Just like that, with a bogey, goes from level par to 1 over. On the tee box here at the third now, Frank, all of these holes look relatively straightforward. Can a golfer get lured in a kind of a false sense of security off the tee here at the old course?
No, well, you can. This hole, the third hole, even shorter than the second, so reachable. But a lot of people tend to bail out towards the left. That's the middle of the golf course. And that leaves you a devilish little pitch or a short wedge across that big gaping bunker that protects both the third and the 15th green. So once again, want to drive the ball down the right side, but there's a series of pot bunkers there.
And this attempt will be from about 130 yards. So Frank, out of the bunker and back into play.
Yeah, the late Bobby Jones used to say the hardest shot in golf's always the next one. Well, by getting the ball back in play, he just made that a little easier.
Frank, you like his chances to walk away with a par here?
Well, with a good shot, Rich, yeah, that's certainly on the cards in that. And you think you just write a par down at the end of the hole, don't tell anyone about it. It certainly won't affect the scorecard at the end of the day. So that's the goal right here.
See if Mahan can make his par. +1 in the early going. Frank now at the 4th hole.
Yeah, long par 4. Two choices, whether he's game enough to drive it down the right or down the left, which is a much wider piece of fairway.
Wrong way pattern all day long. And this is just brutal.
Rich, do you think we should tell him this fairway out there?
Yeah, he's been in the rough all day long. Set to go. Not an easy shot by any means. Frank, this one's going too far left, it looks like.
Yeah, it was fine there for a little while, but if it keeps going left, it's doomed.
Into the thick stuff, that's a difficult lie.
Rich, you know, after you've already made one mistake in the rough, there's a chance he's going to make another.
Just trying to get it back out into the fairway and not make a big number. What a shot. Perfectly placed right next to the hole. And he's putting for par now. Did the job right there. Chance here at the par 5 fifth, Frank, to make a little move early in the round.
Yeah, it's certainly eagles galore. The 5th hole is one of the biggest greens on the golf course, shared with the 13th. So good tee shot, and you have a nice big target, even though it's a blind second shot coming up. Game's about rhythm. When you have good rhythm, it just looks effortless. To hit the ball 300 yards through the air, that easy.
Good tee shot, good lie, and now a good chance to take advantage here on this hole. Playing his second shot here at the par 5. On the green with about 30 feet to go. This would be big, an eagle try for Hunter Mahan. Are you kidding me?
That looked like it was in.
To par for the round. Moving on to the par 4 6th hole here at the birthplace of golf. This hole shares a green actually with the 12th. How do you work your way around this hole, Frank?
Some sort of tee shot. 3 bunkers that look like they're in the left center of the fairway and a series of bunkers down the right. So somehow bisect those, and then you set yourself up to a green with a false front.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
That is how it's done right there. What an approach shot. See if he can get something going here. 2 straight birdies. And Frank, the train is rolling down the tracks right now.
Just check another one off.
Continuing from the oldest championship in the game. It's the Open Championship at the old course at St. Andrews, here at the 7th hole now, Frank.
Yeah, you try and hit your tee shot over a little stone there. It's called the March stone. That's a good line for like left of center. And, well, if you can just work it off that, good tee shot. You're only going to have a pitch in here to a green that's set up very high.
Excellent line. Popped up on the short grass. Second shot. Good look at the green. Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. So a chance for birdie after another solid approach shot. Boy, this would be nice, Frank. I mean, you talk about jump-starting a round. If he were to make another birdie, boy, he'd really have it going in the right direction.
You can sort of feel it too. People around there know.
Oh, yeah, he's going to love that one, Frank. Sensational effort.
No, just eat that up.
Now to the par 3-8. Frank, what's the best way to go at it?
Well, for these players, straight at the flag. This is the first par 3 you'll see, and a good chance to make 2 coming up ahead. But we do see a lot of long putts here with an errant tee shot.
Not terrible, but not his best.
Outside chance, really, for birdie, but really, it was a rather poor approach shot.
That's all he wanted to do there.
Yeah, it's touch. I mean, when you think from that distance, chances of making are almost none. So to guarantee a 2 putt, well done.
Settles in over the putt. With authority, count it as a par and 2 under. Rounding out the opening 9 here at St. Andrews. And Frank, this par 4 features a couple of fairway bunkers that players will have to contend with.
Yeah, this is a fun hole when you first stand on that tee and look at it. You see those bunkers smack bang in the middle of the fairway. The last bunker there in the middle is called the end hole. This hole is called the end. But this green, too, is so flat, very, very difficult to read. But if you get there, pull the head cover off the driver. Remember, this is the only chance you get to play the old course.
He's normally really good with these. Hunter Mahan now with the approach. That's good stuff right there. Wonderful approach, and now a really good look at birdie. Birdie chance now for Hunter Mahan. Excellent roll to 3 under par. Setting up to start the back 9 here, and if it's anywhere near as good as the front 9, Frank Hill be very happy with his score at the end of the day.
Yeah, the hardest thing right now is to just keep doing the same thing without focusing on the score.
You can see a little bit off balance on the tee, and that one is going to be in the rough. Frank, he is one of the longest hitters in the game, but at some point, you have to hit a fairway.
Yeah, he's certainly not the straightest. I think that was the bit you're going to put in the middle.
And setting up here in the rough. Chance for birdie after that beautiful shot. Boy, this could be a tough one right here, Frank.
It's a very long putt, Rich. Obviously, it's difficult, but he still has a shot to sink this one for birdie.
Well, that was a good-looking putt, just not falling right now.
Sadly, he's going to be disappointed.
This putt for par. Workmanlike hole. He walks away with a par. Frank, what are we looking at here at the famed par 3 11th at the old course.
Well, the most difficult, there is only 2 par 3s here at the old course, and this one's called high, elevated green, and you've got to fly that bunker that protects the front of the green. That's called the Strath bunker. It will really take anything on this green. You make a 2 here, you'll make a move on the field.
He's making the game look very simple right now. See it, hit it, and he's got it right on track. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Oh, look out, here he comes. 4 under par now after that birdie. Frank, how do you like the 12th hole here at St. Andrews?
Well, it's a beautiful par 4. You start to see the village of St. Andrews in the background, Eden Estuary to the right, and also decision time. If you're long enough, it's certainly worth having a crack at this par 4 with your tee shot. But if you're not a long hitter, then you've really got to worry about those 4 beautifully and well strategic positioned bunkers in the middle of the fairway.
Into the tall cabbage. That ball is swallowed up. The second shot now to the par 4. How good was that, Frank, from the rough?
Oh, that's amazing. That's a master class in short game.
There's a birdie try now for Hunter Mahan. Starting to move in the right direction. 5 under after that made putt. Moving on now to the par 4 13th. Frank, what's the strategy here?
Once again, to avoid those pot bunkers, the first one is called nicks, and then the other 2 up ahead, once again, they're called the coffins. Somehow you've got to go right or left of those or beyond those. If you can go in the exact right position, which is slightly left center, you will actually have a full view of this green. Left or right of that, then it's a blind second shot.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Birdie try up next. Let's see if he can make it 3 in a row.
He can't be that good.
Ooh, almost fell, just a few inches from dropping.
Sometimes the game just isn't fair.
Good chance here. Currently at 5 under par. Did the job right there. Frank, what's the strategy here at the 14th?
If you can't go for this par 5 and 2, Rich, there is another option where you can go left. And I mean left of left. That's down the 4th fairway. That's across the Elysian Fields, as they call it, which is a set of sort of hummocks that run down the middle. And you can find a flat lie there and come across at about a 45-degree angle for your 3rd shot to 14.
And yet again, he has hit it off the tee and into the bunker. Missed the fairway in the fairway bunker now.
It's not all gloom and doom, though. Lip isn't too high. A good swing here still shouldn't be a problem.
Out of the sand and back on the fairway.
Yeah, good shot. Just really utilized that little bit between the ears. Realized he couldn't reach the green and instead opted for fairway.
He's knocked it on the green, but not in a great position. This is a difficult chance coming up here. Long birdie try. Frank, this is a cross-country putt. He'll have a go at it, though, for birdie. We'll see.
There's no backing down here. This is going to go up and down and all over the place, but a chance to go in.
So a good lag putt there, Frank.
Yeah, the whole idea of a lag putt, sometimes you build a 3 or a 4 foot circle. Just try and get it inside that. Good putt.
Has this to save par. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Frank, one of the things I always loved about links golf is that you're not aiming at a flagstick or a tree. but sometimes you're aiming for a steeple in the distance, and this is a good example here at the 15th.
Yeah, the church steeple is the exact line off the tee. That gives you sort of the center of the fairway. Really, you don't have to be overly bold off the tee. This is about just finding a nice flat lie for that second shot, because this is another difficult green that's well protected by just one little bunker that's in the front left that you don't think comes into play. But if your second shot doesn't land the right distance, more often than not, it just gets swallowed up by that.
Well on the green, but far from the hole.
Yeah, a little bit of a head scratcher. A lot of work coming up here.
See if Hunter Mahan can make a birdie. Speed wasn't bad on that long putt, but the read wasn't very good. It's a very makeable putt here. He is currently 5 under for his round. We're just playing a nice round of golf. Has that one for par, and now at 5 under par. 16th hole is a par 4 here at the old course, Frank, with another one of those sort of funky features.
Yes, a series of 3 bunkers called the principal's nose, plus that out of bounds on the right. So really err on the side of caution, avoiding both the out of bounds and the principal's nose. Nothing wrong with going a little bit left here, but the further left you go, then it makes that second shot that much harder, because you'll have to bring it across that little pot bunker in the front called the weed.
Good tee shot, good lie, and now a good chance to take advantage here on this hole. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
And it makes the green in regulation. Good ball striker Hunter Mahan can get streaky on the greens. Let's see how he does with this putt. Well, that's not the way you wanted to start out the backside here.
Yeah, you can't afford from inside 10 feet. It just, you feel like you have to make those, and I mean, they really sting when they miss.
Never a bad score on the card. That's par. Frank, this may well be the most famous hole in the world. It's the road hole here at the old course, number 17.
Yeah, without doubt, Rich. The vistas have changed over the years. There used to be a series of railway sheds down the right, and you had to hit it over across those. Now you hit it off across the corner of the hotel. So blind tee shot, further right you go, the shorter and the better angle you have in. And you need a good angle in, because you mentioned it, road hole, it's got the road hole bunker that sits perfectly in that left front of this par 4 green.
Second shot from the rough. It's on the way. Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. Well, that's what the great ones do. From the rough, they use their skill and their strength to get it out and get it close. Mahan is capable of lighting it up. This one is for birdie. So makes the putt, and now at -6. Frank, is there a more famous landmark in the sport than the tiny Swoken Bridge?
I think when you think of this game, the way in which we've followed it and covered it, Rich, over the last decade plus, no. It is just symbolic, not just with this golf course, but the game of golf itself, because every great champion has managed to make his foray across to Scotland and play the old course and walk across that bridge.
Just a good solid tee shot right there, about 280 yards. Chance to set himself up for a good scoring opportunity with his second shot here. Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on that. Easy birdie.
Settles in over the putt. continues to amaze. Yet another birdie, and what a day it's been. Really good round out there today. What's the mindset, Frank, to keep it going?
First thing, really, Rich, just try and keep the same composure for tomorrow's round. Get some rest, we know that. Shouldn't really have to hit the range. Swings in good position. Just keep it easy.